washed up. Look at the beautiful sunset. Oh my God, the most beautiful time of the day. Welcome to another virtual safari experience. My name is Suyash Keshri. I'm a wildlife expert and we are here in BANDHAVGARH National Park, and as you can see, a tiger is walking straight towards us. I think it's a male. I can't really tell you what male he is, but I'm just going to go back more because I need to give some space to the tiger to walk. So please don't mind the constant movement of the vehicle, because as you see, he's going to walk straight towards us. He's patrolling his territory. मैं slowly zoom out करूँ मैं closely वो चाहिए. Oh, he's sniffing something. So he's trying to sniff something, and look at that, oh my God. So that is a phlegm in response. Basically he sniffs another tiger and he's trying to. So see, he's not snarling at us. He's not snarling at us. He's just sniffing something and trying to whiff the air back into his organ. And trying to decode the message. Alright, let's give him some space. What a morning! I'm so happy. और जब लकड़ी तक आएगा ना मैं पीछे कर लूँगा क्योंकि he is a little shy today. I can see.
जो भी है बहुत सुंदर मेल है। मुझे हक करना है इसको।
Okay, off we go again. So you see, this is what you have to do when it comes to tigers. You have to give them space to walk. Thankfully, there is no other car behind us. Otherwise, he would not get the space. Now, I have been doing this for a very, very long time, so I am aware of what to do. And if you don't give space to the tigers, they are just gonna cut through. There's another vehicle coming at the back, so we just have to make sure that this male walks. राजेश, आपका काम है कि उसको चलाना है रोड पे, पीछे कराते रहना, ठीक है? और बिल्कुल बोला शांत, बिल्कुल शांत। पीछे पीछे। There's another vehicle coming behind us, but we need to make sure that we give space to the tiger to walk. I think he went into the forest. Oh, he climbed a tree.
Shit.
He's coming. He tried climbing a tree because he wanted to.
He climbed a tree.
No, he's back now.
Yeah.
He's back down. He climbed the tree, scratch marked it. We couldn't really film that because it was behind a bamboo bush. So that's going to be an interesting shot next to the water. Wow, look at him. What a beautiful guy.
Sir, look at your screen. Is it okay?
I can't see it. I haven't been able to see the screen, that's the problem. Notice how... चलते रहो प्लीज, पीछे बहुत चल रहे हो। और लो, पूरा पीछे लेना। Again, he's spray marking, sniffing and spray marking his territory. He's on a morning patrol of his territory. Rajesh, bolo turning tak le, end tak. Manchu, I can't see the screen. कोई problem नहीं, छोड़ दो ना. Let's focus on tiger. If you can see it, if it looks good, I trust you. ठीक है?
Yeah, just
You can hear me now? Thankfully, the vehicle behind us is also kind enough to keep moving alongside of us and give the tiger the space he needs. It's so beautiful, oh my god. Notice how he doesn't want to step into the puddles and get his foot, or feet rather, or when it comes to tiger's paws, his paws muddy. Just like in humans, we don't want to get our feet muddy. And tigers are smart animals as well. Look at him, just sniffing the air. I think he just spray marked the air there. He didn't have anything to spray mark. But today is a very hazy day because it has rained all of yesterday and it's kind of warm today now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just going to cut, is he? Or is he going to come back? He's going towards the right. He might come off in this clearing.
Raise your hand.
Sorry. Wow, he's a beautiful big male. Wow, look at that shot. Oh, look at him scratching and sniffing his dog. He's so cute. Oh, did you hear something, boy? There's some people in the background, they're saying big fan. That's so sweet. So nice to know that people know you, people appreciate your work and what you want to do. Or whatever you do, rather. But right now I'm just going to focus on the tiger. समझ नहीं आ रहा ना D2 नहीं है
वो खरगोश देखो ना वहाँ में
उस रोड में निकलेगा क्या नहीं यहाँ कॉम्पोजिशन तो अच्छा है ना I can't see it
बढ़िया
हाँ चलिए पीछे लेते पूरा Alright, so our tiger is looking at the road, so he went in that way, but he's looking towards the road, and I've been noticing his behavior very, very carefully. So he might come back onto the road, so I'm just gonna go back as much as I can and give him space to walk. Right now he's still in front of us. Right there. Dashboard आ रहा है Shh. थोड़ा फिल्मिंग हो रहा है तो बोलना मत था डैशबोर्ड तो नहीं आ रहा
vehicle is tilted
sorry it's fine let the vehicle be tilted I can't help it sorry guys the vehicle's a little tilted चलो पीछे चलो पीछे बोलो ना यार राजेश पूरा उसको पूरा पूरा इसमें से मेरा बाइनोकुलर निकाल जल्दी से महावन है क्या देखता हूँ नहीं राजेश को बोला पूरा बोलो ना यार क्या कर रहे हो ये पूरा ले लो यार पीछे प्लीज So I'm trying to tell the vehicle to go as far back as possible पूरा ले लो because रुको ना रुको रुको मैं कर रहा हूँ Look, he's coming. I'm just going to use my binoculars because I really don't. I'm a little confused as to who this male is. It looks like Muhammad, but it could be his son as well. Oh, this is the male tiger known as Bajrang. Yeah, I think it's Bajrang because the TT shaped marking on his forehead. I don't believe it. This is Bajrang. He is so far away from his territory. He's supposed to be in Khitoli and towards the entrance of Magdi and now even Tala. But here we are in the interior of Magdi and he is walking straight towards us. I don't believe it. Okay, as soon as he looks at me, I'm just going to go back and that's just going to be his way. Oh, what does he hear? What do you hear, my boy? Turning पे Sorry about the bumps. It's just all part of a safari. Alright, he's still walking towards us. It is absolutely crazy. I'm just so happy. Wow, you're beautiful, Bajrang. Hello, my boy. What are you doing here so far? You're not supposed to be here. This is other male's territory. You're expanding your territory so much. Okay, I'm gonna give him some more space. He's looking at me. So that's what you have to do, you know. Usually I try to keep it like about 15 to 20 meters, but sometimes the tiger looks at you and that is just his indication that he wants to walk more and you should give him some space. But oh my god, what an experience! There's some more vehicles coming, so we're just gonna keep going back, but hopefully they give us more space as well. Oh, he's gonna, no, he's gonna mark his territory more. लीजिए ना पीछे. पूरा ले लो ना यार, सबको मिलेगा. पीछे छकल लेना, पीछे पूरा मिलेगा, पूरा लीजिए. साइड में लगा ले आपको. आओ जान पीछे, जान दीजिए, आओ जान दीजिए. हाँ, गाड़ी मत मैं चले पाई. So the vehicles behind me and they're not letting me move. And I don't want him to cut through. Please, थोड़ा हटा लो पीछे. हटा लो पीछे, प्लीज. बहुत दूर से आ रहा है, वो आते रहेगा. प्लीज, आपको मिलेगा, सबको मिलेगा. थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू. जितना वॉक कराओगे उतना वॉक करेगा. हाँ, see guys, now the moment we give space to the tiger, he's gonna walk more. That's what you have to convince him sometimes. Because if they don't give me space or him space, he's gonna go in. और पीछे, और पीछे, और पीछे. ले लो, ले लो. It's resting in the bushes. पूरा, 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 पूरा. तो गाड़ी घुमा के कर लेना. जब लड़ जाएगी ना. ऐसे थोड़ी लड़ेगी. बोलो यार उसको. अनिल. और जान दीजिए, जान दीजिए, जान दीजिए. बस देखें ना ठुकवा दे.
कैमरा चल रहा है, पूरा आ जाएगा। मैं क्या ऐसे करूँ अब? वो तो मैं हटा भी नहीं पाऊंगा। कट गया यार।
आ रहा है
कैसे?
आ रहा है, रोड पर आ रहा है, आ गया रोड
Yeah,
पर।
he's coming. Thank God. I'm just gonna go further even, and he's just gonna continue walking towards us. But I think for a moment, I thought that all of the stalking and asking the vehicle to go back and let him some more space, I think it disturbed him. So let's just try right here. If he comes, he's gonna come out right there. I'm just gonna use my binoculars. And we're just gonna be very patient and wait for him. I saw him for a bit, but I can't see him now. Can you, Himanshu?
No, maybe he went on right side.
Oh, there he is. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
I've changed the ND filter several times.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to take the car more back because there are lots of vehicles in the back and I don't want them to come close to us. Because if they come close to us, then they're going to block us and then we won't be able to see the tiger and the tiger will cut. So we're just going to try maximizing as much as possible. Okay, there.
थोड़ा फ्लैट
done?
बस
There he is. अगर सब पीछे ले लेंगे तो रोड पे और चलेगा यार. He's gonna cut. No, he's gonna cut. पीछे. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone moves the vehicle back so that. Oh wow, beautiful. अरे पीछे.
हाँ पीछे
फिल्म चल रही है.
कट जाए.
जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. वो अंदर कट जाएगा.
मैं ले लेता हूँ.
हाँ, लो.
आपका काम हो जाए.
No. So that's what we have to make sure. We want to make sure that the tiger is given enough space. And you see he's going to continue walking as much space as you give him. The Langur are making alarm call. So he's going to continue walking on the road. That's the thing. You have to tell people to sometimes move back. I'm just going to...
वो किनारे दबा लीजिए ऊपर से हाथ दीजिए ऊपर जाने दीजिए ठीक कर लीजिए और जाने दीजिए और मेरे तरफ काट दीजिए और बस बस बस
सीधा फ्लैट नहीं है ना
कोई नहीं I'll change the horizon.
Okay, we're just gonna wait. Off कर दो गाड़ी ऑफ करवाओ ना. So we're just gonna wait here. Let's just hope that all of these vehicles in the background have not disturbed him and he hasn't gone inside. I'm just going to use my binoculars to see where he is. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He's looking towards the monkeys. You could hear the monkeys doing an alarm call. That is amazing. Just gonna come right near the turning. It's not often that you get to see a fully grown male tiger walking straight towards you. Okay, everyone move back, please. पीछे 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 प्लीज और चलेगा प्लीज लो ना there are too many vehicles.
There's गाड़ी
I know. अरे पीछे. Okay, there are too many vehicles now, so. Sorry about the bumps, everybody. This is just how it is because of the road sometimes. But. पीछे, please, पीछे. Let him give some space.
गाड़ी गाड़ी
ठीक है
देखे गाड़ी एक मिनट कुमार जान देना पीछे यार मत कलर जाएगी न चले रहने दीजिए
Not normal.
Where's the shotgun? Where's the shotgun? I'm just gonna continue actually, he's gonna continue walking. But, so, you know, I know this is the dark side of tourism sometimes, but I'm gonna be very honest. There are so many vehicles right now, and I wish all of them, all of the drivers and naturalists and guides were trained, because
if everyone was trained, then we would be able to see this tiger for much longer and also give him space. But you see so many vehicles. And I would request, if any of the government authorities are watching, I would request please make it mandatory for drivers to be trained in all national parks in terms of animal behavior and how to make sure that we're not causing any disturbance to the animals. You see, when we were alone, we were able to make the tiger walk towards us for so long. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles came through, and then that got spoiled. I'm not going to paint a rosy picture. It is what it is. So I'm not going to try defending anybody. But if all the vehicles kept moving back, even though I asked them to move back. Earlier they agreed, but there was so much noise. But if they kept moving back, instead of trying to get a good close-up, he would have walked further on the road. Rajesh, Himanshu, I'm not gonna go there actually. Let the tiger be. I think we've got our sighting. I think let other people do theirs, and I don't want to disturb it because me being there is I'm just gonna tell people to move away, and I think that's not gonna be good. Let's go.
They are living in Nagama.
So I'm just gonna back.
मैं भीड़
So guys, welcome to virtual safari experience. Sorry, my hair is completely messed because of the driving. Welcome to your virtual safari experience. We were actually entering the park and I had decided a specific spot to do my introduction. But before we could reach that spot, we literally found a tiger on the road. So my cameraman mounted the camera and off we went. So there's another vehicle coming. So I'm just going to reposition and then continue the intro with you guys. I'm gonna give them some space. This is not how I would like to start, or rather this is not how usually we start a series. Would I like to start this series off this way? Absolutely. But if this is your first time joining, my name is Suyash Keshi. I'm a wildlife expert. On my cameraman is, or rather on the camera, I can't even speak because of the excitement and probably the disbelief of the sighting we've had. On the camera is Himanshu Yadav and our guide is Rajesh Sahu. We are here in BANDHAVGARH National Park in Magdi zone. Just to my right you could see, Namaste. These are patrolling officers and chowkidars who man the forest. They actually go on cycles, sometimes even walking, risking their lives. I mean, this is exactly where the tiger walked from. The pug marks are still there and they risk their lives every single day to patrol and make sure that this area is free of poachers, free of snares, free of traps, and the tigers and other animals in this area are doing fine. Once again, welcome. Just a little bit about BANDHAVGARH. It is 1600 square kilometers of a national park and tiger reserve here in Madhya Pradesh in central India, and it has one of the highest numbers, or rather highest density, not highest number, highest density of tigers in the world. And as you saw, that was an absolutely stunning experience. But now we gotta find some other creatures that live in BANDHAVGARH. So please do join us throughout this episode. Please do like and share this video as well so this can reach as many people as possible. But oh my god, I think I'm still like kind of shaking from the sighting I've had. I do want to mention something, okay? Let's have an honest conversation about what happened. We found the tiger. We were the only vehicle. We backed out for a long time, nearly 35 minutes. We were the only vehicle. We kept backing. We gave space to the tiger. Back, space to the tiger. Back, space to the tiger. But then slowly other vehicles started coming through. And then we were not able to back more, and you heard me saying, hey, please back up, piche karo, which is in Hindi. And some people listened, some people did not. I don't want to point out names, of course, but this is something that we have to change about wildlife tourism. And it's not only one person's fault, it's a collective community. It's not that, okay, it's only the drivers, the naturalists, or the guides, or the tourists. It's all four of them. And sometimes the tourists are pushing the naturalist and driver to let the tiger come closer because they want a close up. Sometimes the naturalist or driver are on their phone. Sometimes the guides are on their phone. And many times, a lot of these guys, especially the drivers, are not given any formal training. So if you can please share on Instagram and social media and write to the government authorities that we must have training for every guide, every naturalist, every driver in all of the national parks, so we make sure that we're disturbing animals very, very minimally. Because he would have kept walking and marking his territory, but then at one point there were 8 vehicles rather, 8 to 11 vehicles, I couldn't count exactly, behind me. So the tiger decided to cut through, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let him be. The vehicles are parked there, they're probably having a sighting, but I'm like, we've had our full and we're just gonna let the tiger be. So yes, wildlife tourism sometimes gets like this, but you have to remember there's a huge positive side. You see, every single tourist in those 8 to 11 vehicles now understands the tiger in a different light. A lot of people think that the tigers, when they see a human or when they see a vehicle, they're just going to charge, they're going to attack. But you saw he was as docile as ever, and he's so amazing. He's such a gentle giant. But imagine all those people, they love the tiger more, they love the forest more. And yes, the tiger got a little disturbed, but it's not gotten as disturbed to completely change its lifestyle, affect his behavior, affect his health. I think it is sometimes a small price that unfortunately animals have to pay so that humans can learn more about these animals and also learn how to conserve them, have a bigger appreciation for them and the places they live in. Oh, termite. Hi. Sorry guys, give me a sec. There's a termite on board and I'm just trying to pick it up. Look at this. Oh. Hi. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, all right. Let's see what we have. Congratulations once again, Himanshu and Rajesh. That was a fantastic sighting. So what I want to do first is, I actually want to see one of his pug marks that is clear, and I want to show it to you guys. And let's try spending some time reading this pug mark, because he's just walked through here, but a few vehicles have driven through. Okay, here's the pug mark. The edges are completely sharp. With females, the pug marks are usually between 3 and 4 inches. Sometimes it could be 4.5 inches as well, both in length and breadth. And when it comes to male tigers, they usually start around 4 inches and go up to 5 and even 5.5 inches, depending on the soil, depending on the individual, depending on the size of the pug mark. Sorry, my foot was on the camera, sorry about that. And if you see this, immediately we know it's a male, not only because we have seen it, but the reason is the pug marks are really spread out. If you have seen my series earlier and learned anything from those episodes, then you'll know that these belong to a male, because the male pug marks are squarer in appearance, whereas the female pug marks are more rectangular, more pointed at the edges, and whereas the male's a little more square. Usually when we are doing this, we are trying to measure the size of the pug marks, understand the behavior of the animal through the pug marks as well. Was it walking? Was it running? Was it just marking its territory? Was it striding? Or was it trying to hunt? Of course, those are very, very different ways to judge that, and you can spend a lifetime just reading all tracks and signs. What is really sad is tracking and the art of tracking rather is a dying art form, and I really wish more people learned it, more people understood it, and more people fell in love with it. I hope this series will help you fall in love with it and also get you interested in tracking animals, tracking wildlife, learning about wildlife. And you know, sometimes it's all about luck also, because we didn't track this tiger, I'll be very honest. Our goal this morning was to go to Dottie's area, but there were a few vehicles in front of us, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go on the left because I don't want to be behind vehicles. I want to drive nice and slow, observe the forest, read the pug marks if there are any, try listening for alarm calls, and that's not usually possible when there are vehicles around you. So I took a left, and this is again in Mugby zone. So I took a left, and I was driving, and I saw on the distance kind of something that looked like cheetah deer on the road, and it was really misty, so I couldn't see properly. And I was like, man, why is this cheetah kind of walking in a strange fashion, and why are its legs so fat? And I'm like, tiger! And then we decided to stop, and that it's the same exact time that Rajesh and Himanshu said tiger as well. We decided to stop, mount the camera, and start filming. So, welcome to BANDHAVGARH, the tiger capital of the world. Last time we were here in March, the forest landscape was completely different. It was grey and brown. That was because it was the summer season. Now, post the monsoons. Oh no, my bad. That was a snake, but just a stick. Post monsoons, the forest is completely rejuvenated. There's a lot of water everywhere, and the entire landscape looks like we're in an evergreen forest. BANDHAVGARH is a moist deciduous forest. A lot of people think, if they would come here rather, a lot of people might think that this is an evergreen forest, but rather it's a moist deciduous forest, which basically means that half of the trees will retain its greenery during the dry season, and half of the trees will shed its leaves. So I'm going to just show you the spot where we found him, but this area belongs to a male known as Bamera Sun. You must have seen him on my series, and I'll just show you in a few seconds what I got right here when Bamera Sun had killed a cattle, and he was dragging it from here on the right side, which is a buffer, to the left side, which is the core. So I hope you enjoyed that footage. We are just about entering late Solo's territory. For those of you who don't know who Solo is, I don't think there are many people who follow me who don't know who Solo is, but I'm just going to repeat it because there could be someone who's not following me but also watching the series. So Solo was this tigress I had known since she was just about 4 months old, and her mother was this legendary tigress here in BANDHAVGARH known as Rajvera. Solo and I had quite a journey. We spent a lot of time together, I don't think she knew who I was, but I'd like to think she did. And I filmed her for my series. I watched her cubs growing. I watched her struggle with her first litter of cubs and ultimately losing the first litter of cubs to another male. So rogue males who have not fathered the cubs will often kill them just to make sure that they are making their own genes pass on to the generations in the future. And that's just how nature is. It's horrible. I know it's horrible. It sounds really bad, but that's just how nature is. It's always about survival of the fittest and about making sure that your genes survive. So this was Solo's territory. In the front is the Sarah area, but I wanted to stop here quickly because I want to show you guys the scratch marks on the street. So now, of course, a lot of you know Solo passed away in October 2020. It was suspected that Solo was poisoned, and the investigation is still going on, and there's still no clarity on that, so which is incredibly sad. I would love some closure on that because I followed this female for over 7 years. I got so close to her. She taught me so much. Back to me. She taught me so much, and we positioned her and her cubs as the future of the troubled species, showing that if we can conserve them, then the indication would be that we can conserve other tigers, we can conserve other landscapes, and we can conserve different species as well that live alongside the tiger. But for Solo to pass away in a manner that she did, and all, which is completely human induced, and also for her cubs to fall to that fate is very, very disheartening. Earlier I used to think that, you know, we've lost it, like we have lost in the battle to conserve tigers. But over the weeks and months as it passed by, I think the emotions turned into a little bit of logic, and then I started understanding it's not only about that one incident. There are hundreds of incidents that happen across India in the year, and we just have to make sure that we try avoiding these kind of incidents. And the future is not lost. As you could see, we saw a beautiful male today itself. We have seen so many different tigers throughout this entire series. So all is not lost, and I think for a very short time, because I was so emotional about it, and I'm not going to get into Solo's story more and more because a lot of you already know it, because what happened the last time is when we were filming and when you guys were watching the series, I actually kind of teared up in camera, and I don't want to do that. It's an emotional experience that I don't want to go through every single time. So I'm just going to say that, but here is where Solo's cave was, one of the many caves in Solo's territory, and most of the filming took place here. As you can see, it's pretty close to the road, but not close enough that it disturbs the tigers. So we found Solo early in the morning dragging the kill into the cave, and then in the afternoon she called her cubs. And as we continue on to Solo's territory, and I will explain more things, we found the cubs, we also saw them climbing the tree. So as we continue on, I'm just going to show some footage which is actually a part of my first series, Safari with Suyash, which you can also watch. I'll put in a link below, and now you guys can see that and enjoy this kind of a different landscape, because it was May 2019, and see the beautiful Solo. If you want to learn more about Solo, as I said, I'm not going to get too much into it. I get very emotional when I talk about her. But if you want to learn more about Solo, there's a documentary that I did for Brute, and I'm going to put the link below for that documentary as well, and you guys can see that, and you can understand her entire life and my life with her. This area for me is full of stories because I tracked Solo and her cubs for so long, and there was one time, it was in January, first week of January 2019, we spotted a male in the grasslands on the right, and when he came closer I realized it was Bamera's son. Solo had mated with Mangu a tiger named Mangu, male tiger, as well as Bamera's son. But the real father happened to be Mangu. And I realized that when it was Bamera's son, that he is gonna be a big menace to the cubs. So we followed Bamera's son all the way, and he was looking very agitated. He was sniffing all around and he was looking very agitated. So we started getting a little scared. And what ended up happening is he came from that side, he crossed the road, and Solo and her cubs were right on that hill. If you pan up and show them right on that hill. So at that time, Solo's cubs were just about 2 months old. And they were right on that hill, we could barely see them, and Solo was sitting on one of the rocks. At that time, since it was January, it was really dense and green, and Bamera's son, as soon as he saw Solo, rushed up towards her, and they got into a huge fight. Solo realized that if she does not fight him, if she does not protect her cubs, she's going to lose her second litter as well. So she fought, even though the male was twice her size nearly. But she fought, she's kicking and screaming, she drove the male away. In fact, we're going to show you guys some photographs. As you can see, she suffered a huge, deep wound, and it completely flapped open her chest. And yet, Solo kept fighting, and she drove him away, and then the cubs were able to survive. I think it was the toughest moment to experience, but we could have intervened, we could have saved the cubs, we could have saved Solo from that fight as well, but this is nature. We must let it take its course, and we can't stop it. But after Solo drove him away, next morning the forest department decided that if they don't protect her, she's gonna die. So what they did is they tranquilized her. They first baited her with a buffalo, then they tranquilized her, and they completely sewed up her wound. They stitched it up, and then she was perfect for a long time, of course, until October 2020, when the unfortunate incident happened. It still makes me sad, because you think, what else could you have done, right? I mean, I didn't even want to come back to BANDHAVGARH after that for quite some time. I was back in November, and I was just feeling really bad, because it felt like a personal tragedy and even a mistake. Maybe I made a mistake, maybe someone else made a mistake, and I just was taking the blame completely on myself. Then I realized that just like Solo, there are more tigers we need to protect, and whatever mistakes happen with Solo, we must ensure as a community of BANDHAVGARH Tiger Reserve that doesn't repeat itself with other females or males. She definitely taught me a lot in my life, and we're going to continue on, and I'll show you the area which is known as Sehra. Pretty famous, but Solo definitely taught me a lot in my life. In fact, I've also made a documentary for Brute. The Fallen Queen of BANDHAVGARH is the name. You could check it out on YouTube as well, and that traces the story of Solo. But what I learned from Solo is how to be a good daughter, how to be a good parent, how to be kind and caring to the young ones, how to be patient. I've seen her miss 10, 15 hunts before she achieved success on the 16th or 17th. I learned that you have to live in the moment. In June 2020, she was fighting a lot of males, she was fighting a lot of females, and there were in fact 9 males approaching and encroaching on her territory and 2 females. That's why Solo, once she started fighting them, I remember we found her in late June 2020, right after the lockdown in India lifted. I came here and I started filming her again. She had quite deep wounds and she was licking them. In fact, I'm just going to play that footage for you. So after that, when she started licking her wounds, and we didn't see her cubs in late June, and nobody did, I started getting very stressed about the cubs. I even informed the forest department of BANDHAVGARH, and they sent out a search party. And they were found, but then over time, Solo decided that she can't keep fighting the males and females encroaching on her territory, and she just decided that it's better for her cubs and her to just move off and find a place somewhere else. And she ended up in a buffer area, which is like adjoining a really densely populated village. And from then, the story takes a very drastic turn. Lots of reports out there, and I really hope for some closure, and I hope that the reports come out. I understand these things can take time, and I just hope that sooner or later we find what happened to her and her cubs. Every single tiger is important, and we must know how to conserve them better. 10 years down the line, or even 50 years down the line, God knows, we don't want to be in a position where we say that we knew how to protect tigers. We knew we needed to connect more spaces. We knew we needed to give them more space and give them more protection. We knew how to conserve them, but we let them go. Up ahead, we got some deer. Oh wow, actually that's a fantastic shot. So I'm not gonna go forward. But the tree is going like this, and there's grass, and the deer are looking just towards us. Zoom in more. Right. Oh, they're gonna cross the road in front of me. I'm just gonna duck as best as possible. Beautiful. I think something spooked them, and they decided to just run away, but we were so far away from them. Deer are too skittish sometimes, they're too shy. I think as soon as you point the camera at them, they just want to run away. Until the time you're looking at them, it's okay, but the minute you point your finger or turn the camera around, they're like, ah, I don't know what this is, and I'm going to run away. A lot more deer here as well, so I'm just going to stop. Just looking at us. Exposure. Wow. Himanshu, there's some deer in front of us in the road, and they're about to cross, and they kind of look really stunning. Look, it's been really misty this morning, guys. That's why a lot of the tiger footage you guys saw is misty. And the same thing has happened here. It's so misty but so beautiful. Alright, I'm going to reposition the vehicle, try getting a closer angle so we can observe some of the behavior of the deer. That is, of course, if they decide to stick around and not be camera shy and run away from us. Hey guys, please stay for me. Hi. Do you want this herd or that herd? I think that herd is better because it's out in the open. Okay, so they're just coming towards us. Okay, they don't like us clearly. Curiously. Don't worry guys, I'm not here to eat you or do anything wrong. I'm just here to say hi and show our beautiful, beautiful national parks to our very esteemed audience, you guys. Alright, we're just gonna let them be. They look a little nervous and I don't want to make them more nervous. Maybe it's my smell. I smell like a tiger and I'm musty. I'm just joking. I've taken a shower this morning because I wanted to be nice and fresh in the camera, and I feel perfectly fine and I think I smell pretty good. That's why we were able to rather track the tiger. Wow, look at that. It's stunning. So misty. So this is the Sahara grasslands, the Sahara meadows. Wow, this place is completely full of water. We're just gonna change the angle for you so you guys can see from the camera mounted in the top. And it is so nice and misty. I love it. Monsoon season is my favorite. I'm just gonna park the car ahead so we can get a really nice view. So just bear with me. I'm gonna park the car in such a manner that we can see all of it properly. Amazing. Himanshu, is that okay? And look at that scenery. Just pan out all the way from there to the right. You could see this hill, which is the hill near Sahara, and on the other side is Rajbera. And the hill that you see here out in the distance, this one, that is BANDHAVGARH. So BANDHAVGARH gets its name from two different words, Bandhav meaning brother and Garh meaning fort. And it is believed that when Lord Ram was here, he built a fort on top of the plateau for his brother Lakshman and gifted it to him. That's why it's called Brother's Fort. Approximately it rises up, or the plateau rises up from sea level to 811 meters in height. Zoom in karke bhi show all of this. Thoda sa. And the area on top of the plateau, you won't believe, is over 500 acres. There are also 13 lakes, there are a lot of shrines, there are a lot of different statues, and of course there is a fort, which of course now is abandoned after the fort was built, and over the years it was taken over by the Maharaja of Rewa and Bandhavgarh then became a hunting reserve for the Maharajas. But in 1968 it was declared as a tiger reserve, so hunting was banned. And once hunting was banned, over the years, wildlife... Oh, I'm stuck. Back. I'm just going to put the vehicle on four-wheel and get the car out. So when I was receiving a little bit of my training in South Africa, where I received the certification for tracking different wildlife on foot, learning how to drive a vehicle, letting different animals walk, dealing with dangerous situations. Sorry, I'm just going to put on my glasses because of the sun. Dealing with different dangerous situations with a big five. That's when I learned how to drive four-wheel vehicles as well. It's quite difficult, especially in conditions like these. When an animal is walking towards you, the roads are wavy, they're rocky, there are a lot of mud puddles, so you have to make sure that the car doesn't get stuck. And you have to be very fast at it. And all the same time, or rather at the same time, you have to make sure that you are not disturbing the animal and observing its behavior, making sure it's not getting aggressive or getting disturbed. And I think we must have that kind of training for all drivers and naturalists, and well, naturalists are already trained, let me be clear. So all the drivers, especially in our national parks in India. I don't think we need to put them through a 6-month or 1-year training. I think just a couple weeks of it will be good, because it'll make wildlife tourism so much better than it is. All the trees that you see here, beautiful long trees, are sal trees, also known as surai, and they are, oh beautiful, this deer. They're kind of looking at me, so I'm just going to be very quiet. Exposure. Upar karo thoda. Nahi,
composition ऊपर करो, rule of thirds. Yeah. थोड़ा right. वो deer खड़ा है open में. Right. और right लो camera. All right. चला गया. चलो कहीं back to me. Oh, some more deer crossing actually. I'm just gonna wait and let them cross because that's a beautiful frame. And Himanshu is doing a fantastic job. I was talking about sal earlier, right? Yes. So sal trees are evergreen trees. Even if half of the trees are shedding their leaves, the other half side of the tree might be getting new leaves at the same time. Sal is also a fire hydrant. What that means is that the moisture in the sal tree doesn't allow it to burn completely. Even if the leaves and the branches burn down, the life of the tree remains. In Bandhavgarh, we mostly have sal, bamboo, tendu, mahua, haldu, these kind of trees, and a lot of jamun as well. And all of that coupled with these hilly terrains and also large grasslands make for a perfect habitat of tigers. And the thing is, at one point, Bandhavgarh was connected to different national parks like Panna, Kanha, Chhattisgarh areas, and Achanakmar, Amarkantak, and Sanjay Dubri. But over the years, because of the corridors getting completely slashed out by cultivation, human habitation, settlements, cities, mines, etc., the corridors have shrunk and almost vanished. And now the only strong corridor between Bandhavgarh or for Bandhavgarh is Sanjay Dubri. So that's why we're in such a precarious position where there are many more tigers in Bandhavgarh than we can accommodate. And that's actually really bad because that puts a lot of difficulty on the tigers with cubs, because there's more mortality, there is more fighting between different males, different females for territory, for the same territory, and it actually raises the stress level of tigers in this area. I hope in the future that the government comes up with plans to relocate a lot of tigers from Bandhavgarh to other states. Right now, relocating to other states is a very, very difficult and problematic task because of all the paperwork involved. So I hope if someone is watching from either the National Tiger Conservation Authority or any other authorities, maybe the Forest Department of Madhya Pradesh or the Environment Ministry, if you're watching, then I really recommend that we find ways to relocate tigers from Bandhavgarh, from other surplus areas like Kanha, Pench, to deficit areas across India. That's how we will make sure that tigers have a long-term survival, because if only a place like Bandhavgarh exists where tigers exist, then the future of tigers is very bleak. And that's exactly what's happening or has happened in the past to lions in Gujarat. At one point their numbers were down to just a couple individuals because of different disease, inbreeding, and now of course they've bounced back, but they do need to relocate them to different national parks, different reserves, just to ensure that their population is viable in the long term. We're not there with tigers yet, but I think the sooner we start, the better it will be. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're actually heading towards the territory of Dotty female. Dotty, if you remember from any of my posts or experiences, and if you don't, then I'm going to explain it to you. She has a D-shaped marking on her forehead. Every tiger has a unique stripe pattern, and we're able to see the stripe pattern and compare it with different tigers and know that they're different tigers. So Dotty has a D-shaped pattern and she has beautiful blue eyes. She also has 4 cubs right now, so we're just heading in her direction and hoping to get a chance to see her. And if not, that's okay. We're going to continue to focus on other animals in the meantime.
So we're about to reach these grasslands called Patiha, and this belonged to a female who was named after this area called Patiha female, who's sadly no more. But Patiha female is the mother of both Dottie and Dabadol, but Dottie and Dabadol are cousins, they're from different litter. And this actually forms kind of the boundary line between the two females, Dottie and Dabadol. Dottie is behind us and to the right of us. Dabadol is kind of on that side, and that side. Those are her territories. So we're just gonna stop at this tri-junction and give it about a minute to hear the forest. And I'll ask Himanshu just to show you guys the beautiful landscape so far. So who is Dabadol female, you might be wondering. As I said, she's Patiha's daughter from the second litter, and I've known Dabadol female since she was 6 months old. Now she's about 7.5 years old, and Dabadol female's sister won me an award back in 2015, the Nature's Best Photography Asia Award, and that photograph was exhibited in the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. So she's quite a beautiful female, quite a slender female, much smaller than other females here in BANDHAVGARH, and she has 2 cubs. And I've seen those cubs many times, and I have some footage recorded previously. And as we make our way through, I'll show you, it was on this road. I recorded her in November 2020 while I was filming, and many other times, but this footage from November 2020 is really cool because she comes with 2 of her cubs, but both of them at that point of time are so shy and so nervous that they actually zoom past the road, and she is standing in beautiful golden light. So as we make our way through towards Dabadol, the area called Dabadol, we are going to play that footage for you. There's some langur sitting right over here, this beautiful golden light. And look at that one sitting so beautifully perched up. Hey dude, exposure. Look at him. Wow. Wow. I don't even know how they're so comfortable like that. Awesome. Wow. I kind of want to sit like that. I think that perch looks more comfortable than my seat. My seat kind of broke yesterday while we were trying to adjust some cameras and film. And it's not very comfortable to sit on. Look at him. He's so funny. I'm sorry guys, I can't control my laugh. I don't even know what he's trying to do. So pretty. Hey dude, you looking at me? You gonna give us some more acrobats? Zoom in more. Full zoom in, Alright, we're gonna leave him. I think that's all of the action he can give us. I'm sure he's gonna give some more action, but I'm sorry, Mr. Langur, I can't wait that long for you because we are a little short on time and we must cover this area. So onward we go, and of course we'll keep stopping as and when we see something interesting. Again, this is a beautiful grassland. And up ahead, we have a forest camp which is called the Patiha camp. And if you remember, we saw early on in the episode the people, the 3 or 4 guys on the bicycles. They actually live in these kind of forest camps in the middle of the jungle. They spend their entire lives here. It's a tough life. It's a tough life. It's a thankless life. And I always tell people that when you meet them, salute them, say thank you to them, thank you for the service, for protecting our national animals. अच्छा मेरे को लगा मेरे को बोल रहे हो कुछ। Oh, sorry. So that guy was actually Lala, if you guys recognized him from the previous series. And I thought he was telling me something. You're allowed to get off at this camp. I thought he was telling me something, but he was just doing his own business. I love Magdi. I love all zones in BANDHAVGARH for different reasons. And I love Magdi for the enormous grasslands that it has. You don't see this in Tala and Khitoli. And it's nothing like one zone is better than other for tiger sightings. Every zone is equal. It's all about the amount of effort you put into tracking, and sometimes that is coupled with the luck you have. Like today, we got very, very lucky. We didn't track today, we got very lucky. I'm gonna be very honest. So thank you, God. Beautiful. Seems like a male to me. But sometimes it can be confusing because again the sand was wet and the pug marks have really gone through. And if you look at the timing, I would say that this male has walked earlier in the morning. The reason being there's some hoof marks alongside of it, there's some vehicle tracks alongside of it, and the pug marks itself aren't as sharp. Okay, cool. Let's just see. Maybe we'll find him somewhere. So let's keep our eyes peeled out, our ears sharp. Yeah, so the pug marks are still going. अरे देखना थोड़ा कहाँ कटा. So the pug marks are not on the road anymore, so he went left or right. But there are other vehicles that have come through here, and I think they might have erased the pug mark because I can't tell if he went left or right. But we're gonna keep going because we're making our way towards Davadol. And if this is a female, she'll definitely come out at Davadol. But looks like a male to me, so he can either come out at Davadol or there's a Pagdandi up ahead and he goes left. Okay, so the pug marks have come here. Again, dismount. These look much more fresh. I'm gonna drive, okay? So the pug marks didn't cut, they've continued coming. Mount again. Where are you, my boy? Where are you? Sorry about the bumps. I have a feeling that, so as I said, he must have gone that way. There is a Pagdandi. Pagdandi is basically an animal trail that an animal or other animals frequent on and off. So I feel like he went this way because I don't see any more pug marks on the road. What do you think, Rajesh? Rajesh feels the same way, but he still says let's just keep going till Davadol. And these pug marks are a little old, not very old of course, just about, I would say, 2 hours. So wherever the tiger is, if he cut in, he's probably sleeping, resting, or he might be 2 kilometers that way, we can't tell. It's only a big guess. Woo! The car was sliding. Yeah, because the soil. So here we are. This is the area that's called Davadol. When we get to the turning, I'll show you the area. Pug marks. More pug marks. But these appear to be smaller than the pug marks we saw. But let's just take a closer look. Yeah, these are smaller. This is the female. You see these ones? The edge is sharp and pointed. So this is a female. And again, I think this is not very fresh. It's still about 2-3 hours, 4 hours maybe. Can't really tell, but this is not very fresh. But still, we're going to continue checking. Yeah, she's going still. Quick on me. She's still going. So this is what we call Davadol. Look how beautiful it is. The water in the middle. I'm just going to drive very slow and try making sure that I'm following the pug marks as well instead of just looking at the scenery. So Himanshu, dismount the camera and show this. So the female has marked the tree towards my right over there, and then she's come back onto the road and she's following. So I'm just gonna go a little forward and show you how we track. But that's the water hole that is her absolute favorite, the Dabadol water hole. Zoom in karna thoda. I'm just gonna stop everybody. I think it looks very shaky on the camera. So take a quick look. And off we go, because we're gonna keep going actually, sorry. We're gonna keep going. I wanna follow these pug marks and make sure we don't miss the action. But that was a quick glimpse of the Dabadol area, which you can still see. Cut guys stuff. So I think the pug marks went this way from the back. यहाँ गाड़ियाँ नची हैं. So if she's cut this way, there's a road that comes like this, and then this road joins that road, and then there's a pagdandi in the middle. So in the previous times, whenever I've noticed, if she goes this way, unless she has a kill or something, she's going to continue walking and then come out on that kind of a tri-junction. So that's what happens when you know a tiger's movement for most of their lifetime. You know exactly what path they like to move on, where they like to go, what are their favorite hunting grounds, where they like to hide their cubs, and it's phenomenal. And you're not always right, you're often wrong, but it's all part of learning. देखते रहना राजेश. Oh, there are a lot of wild boars on there. Oh, they're running low. Guys, don't run, I'm so far away from you. Oh, little babies. The wild boar babies as well. और आएंगे पीछे से, लेफ्ट से और आ रहे हैं, लेफ्ट से और आ रहे हैं, लेफ्ट 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 लेफ्ट
नहीं ना, खत्म हो गया.
ये खत्म हो गया. I don't know what made them nervous. We were so far away from them. And they're still inside. Maybe we'll try getting an angle from here. Right there. There they are. Exposure. Oh, they're running. Pan attack क्यों है?
Base plate lose हो गया. एक ट्रिक निकाल लिया मैंने उसको ठीक करने की.
Wow, they're so beautiful. Oh, look at the little babies! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, they're tiny. Wow. Hi. I don't know if you could see it properly, but they were like this tiny. I don't know if you guys could see it. Wow. Beautiful. Here. top of the road. Wow. You can just see the bum of our Mr. Boar. This is a male. I saw his tusks when he was looking at us, but now he's just hiding behind. Oh, there he is. And on the left, you have some deer and beautiful golden light just looking at us as well. Yeah, right there. Exposure. Okay, we'll continue. So, I was predicting that the female would either come out on this pugdandi, but we didn't see any pug marks. So maybe she's waiting over there, or she just went inside and then is following this path. So let's keep going ahead, let's see what we find. Otherwise, we're just going to take a large loop and then find ourselves back in Dottie's territory. But that's quite a large loop, so I don't know if we'll go there or take a U-turn. We'll see as and when things come up. क्यों राजेश, क्या प्लान? पूरा घूम ले, पेट्रोल नहीं बचाना. Just joking with him. For our English viewers, what I was saying is that don't you want to conserve some gas? Because we have to go all the way over there. And he's like, no, we must check. So we must check. I love the incredible contrast between the road and the greenery. So she's still going. Wait, she returned. Those pug marks are going this way, these are going forward. Come here, Himanshu. So those pug marks went forward and these are coming back. Well, that's confusing. Rajesh, क्या करें? एक बार ऐसे चक्कर मार लेते हैं, है ना? Okay, so she went like this, then I don't know why, but she went back like this. But we're still gonna go over because this road goes like this. What if she went back? She's already come from there, so there's no reason for her to turn now and go that way. Maybe she came here, maybe scent marked her territory and then maybe went this way. So if we go like that, maybe we can find her, or rather the likelihood of finding her is more. So let's just try that. Because there's no point going back right now because these pug marks aren't very fresh. So see again, now she's going forward. What are you doing, girl? So she's come from there. See these pug marks? Dismount. Yeah, she's come from there. So you know what happens is, just like us humans, we forget. Tigers also are forgetful. Usually tigers have certain trees, certain spots where they spray mark their territory. यहाँ गया pug marks. So pug marks have come out here. This mountain shore.
This is female.
I told you guys, remember that if she has gone in here, she might come out there. So look, these pug marks have come out. So I'm going to keep following them and I'm going to keep talking to you as I do that. And Rajesh, lend me a pair of eyes, thoda dekhna left right. So as I was saying that, you know, tigers are forgetful too. They have certain trees and areas that they scent mark. And maybe what happened is she was going this way and she wanted to continue going a certain direction, maybe towards the right. Then she forgot that she had scent marked a tree. She came back, probably scent marked that tree and then went back. Again, that's just all conjecture, that's all guessing. I can be completely wrong. But that's just my reading of tigers. So you see, we are kind of going in this direction, and the pug marks have come through here. I'm not able to see any pug marks on this road. I wonder if the female has just stopped somewhere in this patch of the forest. But of course we're going to continue on. And if you see, I'm constantly looking down because I see hoof marks of different animals, but I just always want to double check right now, looking at the road very carefully to make sure that those aren't tiger pug marks. And having this over here kind of makes it distracting as well. I can't see as clearly. So here's an interesting waterhole that I wanted to show you guys. This is called the BANDHAVGARH Talab, and if you see, they've installed solar panels, and this is really helpful in the summer season because these solar panels actually power a pump on top right here. They power the pump, and the pump feeds the water into this water hole because in the summer season it gets really dry, and even in the winters actually. But I just quickly wanted to show you that. Oh my god, we got dung beetles. Can you see it on the camera, or should I move the vehicle? Right there. Tiny little dung beetles. They're some of the strongest animals, or rather strongest beings on this planet, because they can roll dung and mud up to many times their weight. Both rhinoceros beetle and dung beetle are one of the strongest animals on this planet, or rather beings, because they're not animals, they're insects. But you get my point. But these ones, they're little babies right now. They're not as big. Okay, let's go. So I think the chance to see Dabadolan cubs, or the male, who I think is G2, is gone because they're way back in that side or that patch of the forest, and we've come this way. We couldn't follow in that route. So slowly but surely we're gonna reach Dottie's territory. In the meantime, enjoy the drive. Some langur drinking water. Let me see. Right there. Is the tree in the way, Himanshu? Let me know. I think it look kind of nice and pretty if you get through the trees. Oh, there. Beautiful. You also see that little bird. It's called a little grebe. It's gone underwater. And it comes back out. Composition. You need to work on your composition, man. Up better hai. Oh, beautiful. I love how they drink water. It's so cute. Kahan marna hai, Rajesh? Okay, let's head out. A lot of mushrooms coming through right now. Of course, the rainy season really helps, so the mushrooms need moisture. But more than anything, what mushrooms need is nitrogen. All the dead leaves and coupled with the lightning in the atmosphere, or lightning which basically suspends nitrogen particles in the atmosphere, that really helps the mushrooms sprouting up, or rather mushrooms in sprouting up. थोड़ा दूर जाना क्योंकि बोल रहे हैं ना, चले जाओ. हाँ. So yeah, we tried looking around, no signs of Dotty, no signs of the male we saw, no signs of any other tiger. So we decided before we exit the park to come here to this point known as Charger Point. And why it's called the Charger Point is because if BANDHAVGARH is famous, it's because of two tigers. Long time ago, Charger and Sita. Lots of films were made on them, lots of movies were made on them, and they're known to have kind of repopulated BANDHAVGARH after all the hunting was stopped. So I'll invite Rajesh. Rajesh, आइए यहाँ और story थोड़ा हमारे गेस्टों को बताओ. Hi. तो राजेश हमारे लिए थोड़ा यहाँ पर आइए. यहाँ पर ताकि आप कैमरा पे बैठे. मैं भी ऐसे बैठ जाता हूँ. सॉरी. यहाँ जाओ. तब तक चार्जर का ग्रेव दिखा देते हैं जब तक हम लोग एडजस्ट कर रहे हैं. ये इसके ऊपर डाल देना, मतलब वॉइस इसके ऊपर डाल देना. टिल द टाइम वी एडजस्ट द सीट एंड मेक राजेश सिट वेयर वी वांट टू, I will or Himanshu rather will show you the grave. So that cemented area is what is known as Charger's Point because he is buried here. Back to us. तो राजेश साहू हमारे गाइड साहब, बताइए स्टोरी चार्जर के बारे में थोड़ा जो टूरिस्ट को बताना चाहिए.
हम लोग आते हैं इस जगह पे, बताते हैं कि सर यहाँ सबसे पहले टाइगर मतलब चार्जर और सीता मतलब पूरे फैमिली हैं, जनरेशन है और चार्जर पॉइंट भी है. उसकी समाधि बनाई गई है. आज तक किसी टाइगर की समाधि नहीं बनाई गई. और बहुत फेमस था इसलिए उसका नाम चार्जर रखा गया क्योंकि वो बचपन से ही मॉक चार्ज करता था. कई बार गाड़ी के पास आ जाता था बट अटैक नहीं करता था.
The mock charge basically, he used to run after the vehicle just to scare them away, tell them to keep a distance. That's why his name was Charger. But never attacked the vehicle as such. It was just a charge to let people know that I don't like you coming close to me. कब की बात है ये? Before I was born, right? कब? Early 90s. हाँ, 1990s. हाँ, before I was born. हाँ. और बताओ थोड़ा सीता और चार्जर के बारे में.
और उनकी मतलब डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनी थी टेम्पल ऑफ द टाइगर करके, यूट्यूब में भी डली हुई है. और सीता भी काफ़ी यंग टाइगरेस दिखती थी बूढ़ी होने के बाद भी, मतलब 16 कप्स दी. इसके बाद भी ऐसे लग रहा था कि अभी ये यंग ही है. और ज़्यादातर वो सीता मंडप एक पॉइंट है उस वाले एरिया में काफ़ी दिखा करती थी.
और चार्जर का मैंने सुना बहुत ही बड़ा एरिया था.
हाँ, बांधवगढ़ ये ताला जोन जो है आज की डेट में वो पूरा था. मतलब ये पूरा एरिया जो आज अभी मगधी हो गया.
हाँ.
और ताला दोनों
पूरा दोनों जोन चलता था.
दोनों जोन.
बढ़िया. वाओ. One interesting thing I want to tell you about Charger was we thought we as in the society as a whole, the environmental society, the wildlife society as a whole thought that males do not help in raising tiger cubs. But when they made the documentary on Charger, that was the first record of a male tiger actually coming and helping the female in raising the cubs, eating with the cubs, and just spending a lot of time with the cubs. So the concept of fatherhood was also inculcated into the tiger society. And a lot of males still do that. I've seen Bamera-san do that, I've seen Mahaman do that, and I've also seen Chakradhara male do that. So it's quite an interesting story, and maybe we'll try finding some old photos of Charger for you guys. So with that, we're going to end this episode. Thank you so much for joining us again on this virtual safari experience, one of a kind in India. We are coming to you from BANDHAVGARH National Park in central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. My name is Suyash Keshi. I'm a wildlife expert. On camera, we have Himanshu Yadav, and our guide is Rajesh Sahu. So well done, team. I think that was a fantastic episode, and congratulations to all of us. Let's see what we can find tomorrow. All right, Rajesh, do you want to go back there? Let's head back to the gate. Keep rolling. Before we leave, I just want to make sure that you guys share this episode with your friends and family. Like this episode, comment on it, ask us questions. And if you want to come on a safari with me, you can go to www.suyashkeshi.com and go to travel with me, and you can experience Bandhavgarh, Kanha, Page, so many other places here in India